Hey, everybody. Wanted to come to you and do a short little training about not being afraid of the yes. So I actually popped a little question out on our business page, just asking like, hey, if someone comes to you and says, hey, I want this business, what do you do? Or what do you say next? And there is a lot of comments that basically said, freeze, I'm paralyzed, panic, I don't know. So I wanted to clear up for everybody so we're all on the same page with what the system is. And it's not rocket science. It's honestly just simple things that anybody can learn. And I think some of us in this industry or within Plexus may be unintentionally competent. Like you just kind of chat with people or you ask questions or you're naturally curious or you don't feel panicked by that question. But for those of us who may not be unintentionally competent, or you feel like, oh, I don't know what I should do, just know it's learnable. It's a learnable skill. And with practice, you can get better and better and better at it. And even if you are amazingly competent, you can still learn things about how to be better at coaching people in the business. So when someone says yes to the business, what do we do? The answer is not panic or freeze. The answer is ask questions, get curious, move to a phone conversation. Okay. So I actually love this question. I love this question and the answer when people are genuinely interested in this business. I love it because I actually have a system. It's in my brain, it's in my belly, and it works. Like I have been doing it over and over and over and over with people as long as they want to take it and as long as they want to ride with it. Right. And so I've got a couple of the questions that I ask when people express interest in the business is, well, one, I try to move it to a phone call as soon as possible. Sometimes there can be some chitter chatter back and forth on Messenger or text or whatever. But I like to talk to people on the phone just because you can get so much more accomplished in a phone conversation or a one-on-one coffee date or whatever than texting back and forth in between life stuff, right? So one of the questions I like to ask is, do you have previous network marketing experience? You can even ask if they've ever tried Plexus before, because that will give you a clue into what they know and what they've experienced. People that restart Plexus often work business at some level, even if it's just, share with a couple friends and get the products covered. So keep that in mind and be very proactive with anyone that's restarting with you. So I love to ask, well, hey, tell me what interests you. What do you know about Plexus? Do you know anything about it? Another question I'd love to ask is, how much money would you love to make with an opportunity like this? Okay, a lot of people may not know what they want. Other people may be super specific and like, oh, I need it to cover this set of bills, or hey, maybe it's that they're already successful and they just want the challenge of building a team. Maybe they really appreciate the community aspect and really want to develop something like that, right? There's lots of different reasons, but the biggest thing is ask curious questions so that you can get a clearer picture on what people are wanting. Ask them why. What is their why? What would their why be? If they already have a product experience, maybe it's based off of the fact that they already have health wins, or they foresee this being something that can bless a lot of people because of the product, what the products can do for people. So those types of questions are important because you want to get real clear on what their perspective is, what they want, what their vision is. So you as the mentor can be really intentional about asking good questions so that you know how to help them and help them get what they want, right? So after that initial conversation and finding out, even while they're still on the call, I would give them their first assignment. Okay, so I view this as like, hey, I view it as a fun game for one, and for two, I'm not afraid anymore to be the coach. Okay, so you're going to be the coach or the mentor or the teacher, right? So be okay with that type of relationship in it, because if you're expecting people to come and just do what you did or to be unintentionally or accidentally whatever competent, I would say 90% of people aren't. A lot of people don't have entrepreneurial experience, and so your going to be their helper in that. Okay. And not assuming that they know what to say, what to do, what the next step is. Another question that you could be asking is like, hey, what fears are popping up for you? If you can address those right off the get-go, that's phenomenal. And what I love to do is plug into third-party resources. I love Lori Harrison's little short video. It's run around lots of our groups. It's amazing for addressing those first fears. Jessica Heffley has a fear video. We've done videos on fear before. You can go search our YouTube channel because they're common to all of us. It's like there's nothing new under the sun, right? So nobody's going to bring up an objection or a fear that has never been brought up before, right? And so it's important to be able to have conversations about that, fairly soon out of the gates. Okay, so then in terms of action-based, like what do you do next? My personal mental checklist is just the simple PLLP. It's a super simple acronym that stands for Post, List, Live, Party. Those are the 4 things. It is extremely simple. Anyone can do it. It is not hard. But people that say they want this business, they want the opportunity, they have to do the things in order to get what they say they want, right? And so I work with people as far as they want to go with it. Some people aren't willing to do some of those things. Some people are extremely coachable, really have seemingly no fear in doing any of those things. And so you may be working with someone that's totally okay to do all of it. You may be working with someone that's like, I think I'm going to stop right there, right? And so it's being willing to adjust to what they're saying, what they're comfortable with. So sometimes, so with the post, maybe you have someone that's not on Facebook. Well, you're going to have to pivot. Okay, instead of a post, let's have them pick up the phone and call those 10 to 15 people that are the closest to them and just tell them what they're doing. Okay, this is the simplicity of this. Tell them what they're doing. They share with their 10 to 15 hit list people. This is what I'm doing. This is why I'm excited. Are you open to hearing more? Okay, and if they're open to hearing more, then they basically just get you on a call with them or put them in a 3-way message or text message. Super simple, right? So there's sometimes little pivots you have to make as the leader, because there's sometimes little roadblocks that we have to work around. Maybe you have someone that's super panicky about posting on Facebook. Sometimes I just joke about it a little bit and say, well, hey, I double dog dare you to try it. Here's the post. Here's what to say. Go do it and tag me and let's see what happens. Let's just see what happens. Maybe nothing will happen. Maybe a lot will happen. Who knows? We don't know unless we try, right? And then another funny thing I sometimes say is like, I promise you won't die. You won't die, but you being brave may be the catalyst for someone's miracle. And that is super cool to be part of. And so helping them, vision casting for them that this is bigger than just them and that anyone can be brave for 5 seconds and post the post or go live or whatever the thing is, right? Or send the message. So post, I send them what to say. Like I literally will send them what to say, type it out for them if they've already had a product experience. If they haven't had a product experience, it's our normal first post, general, hey friends, I'm super excited about these all natural supplements my friend Megan told me about. It's helped her family with XYZ. I'm looking forward to XYZ. Curious if there's anyone that wants to do this with me. It's that simple, right? So that's the post. And then you're going to have them make a little list and say, hey, make a list and then send me a picture of it when you're done. Okay. It's that accountability piece that's really important. Okay, so we don't have to chase people, but I think it is also important to follow up. Be like, hey, did you make the post? Or hey, did you make that little list yet? Send it over when you get it done. Okay, so don't be afraid to follow up if it's been 24 hours or 48 hours or so since they last took the action, the previous assignment that you gave them. All right, live, sometimes we'll just mesh that into the party that we host. And with the party, if they're local to me, I love to do in-person. In-person is just so valuable, so good, so filled with belief and excitement and vision casting. Like so much can be gleaned from in-person stuff. And if you can do 2 back-to-back, even better. So, and then we always try to follow up with an online event. If they're not local, we just do online. Totally fine. You can do a Zoom, you can do a group event, you can go do a messenger event, you can do all 3. I mean, my thought is throw the net wide, let's try all 3. And then within those opportunities, usually there's opportunity for them to share a little bit of their story or just welcome them to the group and explain how it's going to work, right? That way people see their face first and not a stranger's face, So typically, by the time I've helped them do the PLLP, they're silver. If they're not, then we just rinse, wash, and repeat, and we do it over again, right? It's so simple. And then while they're doing that, I love to plug them into the Silver in 6, and I will literally send them, copy and paste day 1, and just send a little voice message and say, hey, here's day 1. If you love it and want to continue, message me back and just say, hey, Megan, I loved it. Send me day 2. It's that simple. But it has little assignments that go with each one, and it's plugging them into a third-party resource where they're getting trained and listening to somebody else teach and share and helping them take action, specific action. So that is the scoop. That is what I do. With me sharing what I do, I want to teach you guys so that you feel competent and confident in what you're doing, what you're teaching, what you're saying, and as you're working with people and helping build your team, and you're helping them build their teams. And then it's this duplicatable, beautiful duplicatable process that any of us can do. So that's it. Go and do it. Go and practice it. Get better and better and better at it. And you know what? You may turn around and make a little tweak or pivot on this whole little system and teach me how to do it better. Okay? All right. That's all I have for you guys. Go and do it. See ya.